Hi, Mehran. We're team number one, and we go by Force to be Reckoned with. I'm Yomna, and I'm joined by three amazing team members, Amanda, Simrit, Stephanie. We all have got different backgrounds and skills, but we're very excited to bring our unique perspectives and work together. So our name is Force to be Reckoned with, which symbolizes our strong, diverse female team. We felt that force is a good fit for our strong personalities, and the word reckoned conveys the message that we're not to be underestimated. We're a team of capable and competent women who are ready to take on any challenge. Our team development stages. So since we started working together, we've gone through different stages of development, as described in Tuckman's framework. First up was the forming stage. Basically, we were all getting to know each other and figuring out the best way to work together. The second stage was storming. We actually didn't have any conflicts. What we did have, though, was some challenges that we had to work through, such as time differences, travel, and so on. So we had to make sure everyone was on the same page and communicating effectively. Then we moved to the norming stage, where we really started to collaborate and figure out each other's strengths and weaknesses. Once we had a good handle on that, we were able to assign tasks and responsibilities. And finally, we've reached the performing stage. This is definitely the best part of the project for all of us. We're all working together, building trust, and throwing out creative ideas right and left. Our ground rules, from day one, we made it clear for each other that we need to be flexible, build trust, and have empathy for one another. We also made sure to always brainstorm together and come to a consensus that worked for everyone, no matter what. We communicated openly and honestly, and we established clear expectations for each member's roles and responsibilities. We also made sure to identify each other's strengths and weaknesses early on to assign tasks effectively and efficiently. We also established clear goals and timelines and made sure to hold each other accountable. We think our approach has really helped us build a strong and successful team. We've compared our steps to the best practices out there, and we're confident that we're doing well in all areas. I will now pass the dumbbells to Stephanie to discuss the team roles and responsibilities.
Thanks, Yumna. I'm now going to give you a breakdown of our organizational chart. On the next slide, you can see that Yumna is our project manager and she's the head of Team Force to be Reckoned with. She is our dominant dictator and influencer, so she was a clear fit for this role. Working under Yumna is Simrit, myself, and Amanda. Sim is our director of quality assurance. She has a very detailed eye and likes consistency, which is ideal when editing our group projects and keeping uniformity. Amanda is our IT manager and financial assistant. She plays a major role in our weekly Zoom meetings, sharing her screen when we need, as well as directing the PowerPoint presentation if our project manager is unavailable to lead the meeting. She also assisted our quality assurance manager, Sim, in the editing of our video. Finally, I, Stephanie, am the Director of Human Resources and was in charge of team cohesion and making sure that our team didn't go through any conflicts. I'm always willing to make sure our team is being respectful to one another and want to make sure we are all in cohesion. Next are roles and responsibilities. This chart is more of a detailed breakdown of the previous organizational chart. If we ever get confused of who should be taking care of which task, we've used this chart as our reference guide. As our project manager, Yumna oversees our group and how well we are working together as a team. She submits all of our assignments and ensures that everything is being completed on time to our highest standard. Sim ensures that our deliverables are met for the week during our team meetings. She also edits homeworks and assignments before sending them off to Yumna for the final submission. I'm in charge of making sure that we stay on task during our weekly meetings and control any conflicts that may arise. I'll be in charge of resource planning for a project plan for phase 2 of this class as well. Finally, we have Amanda as both financial assistant and IT manager, as her financial role as well will not come into play until phase 2, the project plan for this class. Her expertise and assistance in IT management has been extremely helpful thus far while helping edit this video, take care of our time management, and screen sharing when we need to during our Zoom meetings. We're very excited to see her financial roles shine through soon. Next, we've got our team strengths. So my dominant strength is relationship builder, which strengthens my team role as the Director of Human Resources. I have a strong ability to hold our team together, and my strength of being an includer makes sure that everyone feels included and part of our team. I'm adaptable as I can go with the flow, take things as they come, and discover the future one day at a time. I am also futuristic and inspired by the future and what could be. I like to live in the now, but also love to plan and have goals for the future. Woo means I like meeting new people and forming new connections. And as a relator, I enjoy working hard with friends to achieve a common goal, and I enjoy those close relationships. Amanda has 2 dominant categories. She's a relationship builder and strategic thinker, which means that her strengths lie predominantly in team building and maintenance and information analysis with decision making. She is really good at figuring out what is wrong and solves the problem. She too is a relator and has a deep satisfaction in working hard with others to achieve one goal. Her intellection allows her to be introspective and appreciate intellectual discussions, and her individualization lets her appreciate the unique qualities of others. She is good at figuring out how different people can work together productively. Finally, her strength, context, allows her to use history to understand the present. Sim's dominant category is also relationship building. She can provide the essential glue to hold our team together if we veer off track. She is motivated to ensure our team dynamic is not just limited to individualistic thinking. She is harmonious and strives to minimize conflict between members and does not take sides. She encourages people to be aware of things as they actually are and find common understanding. She is consistent and aware of the need to treat people the same and has the equality of the workload within the group. She hopes for stable routines and clear rules and procedures that everyone can follow. She is adaptable. If things change and the group evolves, she is able to adapt if need be. She is positive and has contagious enthusiasm. Her upbeat nature can get others excited about what they are going to do. And finally, she is also an includer. She loves to make sure people feel included and no one is left out. Finally, as our project manager, Yumna is our influencer. She's the activator who is driven to take action and get things done quickly. As an achiever, she is dedicated, hardworking, and driven to achieve her goals. She is futuristic and has a vision for her future and always keen to explore new ideas and solutions. As a learner, she is curious and open-minded, willing to consider new perspectives and approaches. As a commander, she is able to take charge and lead our team. Being our only influencer, she is our project manager and can act as the executor to close that gap in our team. Which brings me to the next slide, our gaps. Since we don't have an apparent missing strength or a gap in our group, we agreed as a group to take action when we noticed as individuals that we needed some more executing strengths, as well as we would speak up for the success of our team, which would help our weak influencing strengths. Our wide variety of team strengths was very beneficial as each team member brought a unique way of thinking to every weekly meeting and homework assignment. Although only 2 members were adaptable as per the Strength Finder test, we found our entire team to be quite adaptable and have little to no conflict or storming issues. Our common goal for success led our team to its peak performance. Now I'll pass the dumbbell to Amanda.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm going to give you an overview of how we managed with our interpersonal communication. In developing our team communication, we analyzed our DISC personality styles, which revealed we have a pretty balanced representation of different styles within our team. For me, my primary and secondary styles were C and D, which is conscientiousness and dominance. I'm the analyst and the winner. When communicating with me, it's important to provide me with the info and facts, allow me time to analyze the info, provide rationale, and provide independent tasks. Don't intrude on my personal space, please. Don't expect approval of mediocre results, but please don't take any criticism personal. For Sim, her primary and secondary styles are I and S, influence and steadiness. She's the enthusiast and the peacekeeper. We found with communicating with Sim, it's important to pay attention to nonverbal communication, be open-minded and respectful, work at conflict resolution, and be mindful of emotional maturity, and make sure that everyone participates equally. It's important to not be unkind or aggressive in communication, and don't be speaking over one another. Stephanie was also an I and an S, so she's also an enthusiast and peacekeeper. For Stephanie, it's important to be social, light, and fun, and be aware of how your actions and behaviors affect others. Don't be antisocial, don't cause conflict in arguments, and please don't make Stephanie feel rejected. Yumna's primary and secondary styles were D and S, dominance and steadiness. So she is the winner and the peacekeeper. When communicating with Yumna, it's important to be efficient and direct with your communication, provide logic-based feedback, assign responsibility, speak up, and be open to considering alternatives when dealing with problem solving. It's important to not be overcritical or dismissive about others' ideas. Don't be aggressive. Don't be ambiguous or vague, and don't be inflexible or biased. We've reviewed each other's results and have committed to being mindful of one another's personality styles going forward in our communication with one another. Moving on to the Cohen-Bradford influence model. We worked through the stages of this model in understanding communication as well. So in identifying our allies, we recognize that we all signed up for this class for a reason, and we're all in this together. Moving on to understanding, we know the importance of considering what each other wants, and our common goals is to learn and to pass. In looking at our core values by using our DISC personality to identify what matters in terms of inspiration, task, position, relationship, and personal currencies. We've worked well on building trust and relationship from the very beginning. And for the final stage of exchange of value, we recognize and appreciate that we all have unique ideas to bring to the table and encourage one another to share these. Moving on to conflict management. We all took a conflict management style quiz, which revealed a good balance between cooperative and assertive behaviors within our team. This would make sense when reflecting on how we've managed conflict so far. In fact, it was a challenge to come up with an example of conflict within the group. The only issues we've really had to have any discussion about were scheduling for our meetings due to challenges that we've had to overcome because of different personal work, school commitments, as well as the time zone challenge. I'm 3 hours away from my team members. So it makes it a little bit challenging trying to collaborate all of our schedules. It was important for us to make sure that we came up with a solution to this, because this issue could impact our members negatively, especially if I had to stay up any later than 10 o'clock. That's way past my bedtime. We've discovered that our mix of behaviors from accommodating, collaborating, and compromising have allowed us to come up with a schedule that we could all agree on without anyone feeling bullied, unheard, or having their needs sacrificed. And this is carried on into all of our workings together. So now I will pass it on to Sim.
Thanks, Amanda. So I will be discussing virtual team management. So the three channels we use to coordinate our virtual team management are Zoom for video calls, text message for instant messaging, and our shared Google Drive to organize our ideas and assign tasks. Our virtual team management is structured in a way to set us up for success. We prioritize being on time, and that looks like signing in on time or messaging in our group text message chat if there are any anticipated delays, and that's become our best practice. Signing on ready to work on the assignments is key. This looks like eyes on the screen and active conversations taking place to foster a good environment for collaboration. When we log into our meetings, we are ready to engage. We use the appropriate Zoom functions, such as the raise hand feature, to avoid speaking over one another. We also make use of the chat feature and make notes to come back to as we need. Since each team member on our team has extensive experience working with Zoom in both our personal and professional lives, we have general consensus and knowledge on best practices already. We know we are ready to engage when we come into the meeting with our perspectives ready and our hats on for discussion. We often have informal agendas created during the meeting prior as well. We aim to follow decorum. So by using a voting system, we manage our team. This includes creating consensus on certain non-negotiable parts of the assignments, or also having conversations around differing perspectives when applicable and finding some common ground. Additionally, each person will have the chance to chair a meeting, at least one, and if they don't want to, other people can chair it as well. Lastly, we communicate respectfully. We recognize that we may have differing opinions on certain subjects related to the course, but when we communicate, we really communicate in a non-volatile way to ensure the group continues to function as we want it to. This can look like addressing problems proactively as they arise. And respectful communication to us means paying attention to what the other person is saying, asking relevant questions, and just avoiding interruptions. So next is the team management challenges and solutions. Like Amanda had mentioned earlier, we didn't have a ton of challenges, but we did have two that we were able to pinpoint. So the first challenge our group has faced is trying to manage our meeting schedule. There are external factors that we must consider with a virtual team management structure, such as members' travel schedules, time zone differences, childcare responsibilities, work or school commitments as well. There can be situations where one or more of us are late. And in that situation, we have addressed these factors by communicating via text message and established a kind of informal rule to say we have to let each other know at least 1 hour beforehand before the team meeting is scheduled for and assess if we should continue meeting that date or if we can move forward without that team member, or if we should reschedule that meeting date. The second challenge has been when we run into technical difficulties. This becomes an issue when the tech issues delay the actual start of the meeting. The approach we used for this is to review the cause of delay and understand the root technical issue. The solution was to anticipate the technical issues before they occurred and test out the Zoom login credentials and save them as a default onto our computers to avoid meeting delays. So now I'll pass it back to Yumna.
Thank you, Sim. Finally, let's reflect on our key learnings. So throughout our journey, we realized that team management is not about coordinating tasks. It's about fostering collaboration, embracing diversity, and leveraging our collective strength. By being flexible, getting to know each other, capitalizing on each other's strength, we unlock the true potential of our team. And as Helen Keller, the American author, said, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. This quote resonates with our team journey, reminding us of the power of collaboration and the achievement we can accomplish when we work together. So thank you for joining us on our team journey. We hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you.